Hello everyone, welcome you all for my YouTube channel. I am Punit Kumar DG, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Aid College, Varamsagara. As you all know, we are discussing the subject Law and Practice of Income Tax Part 2, which is for the 4th semester of BCom of Davangere University. As you all know, we are discussing the Module 1, Profit and Gains from Business or Profession. In this video, I will discuss about some of the problems regarding computation of income from profession. In our previous session, we have discussed how to compute the income from profession by the information which is given by an assessee. Now let us discuss the problem. The problem number 1. Dr. Shashank is a registered medical practitioner, gives the following receipts and payments account. So since Dr. Shashank is doing a profession of medical practitioner, so we need to derive his income from profession. So as he is doing a profession, he is not maintaining the P&L account. Instead, he is maintaining a receipts and payments account, and he has provided that details. So this is the receipts and payment account which is provided by the Dr. Shashank. So now what we need to do is, first we need to analyze the receipts column, that is debit side, and also we need to analyze the payments column, that is credit side. So we need to identify what are all the receipts which are relating to the profession, and also what are all the expenses or payments which are relating to the profession. So by identifying them, we are going to consider them into the uh, our calculation statement. So here first let us analyze the receipt side. So this is the balance brought down from the previous year, so we need not to consider this one. The second one is consultation fees. So as he is a doctor, he will receive the consultation fees, so this is eligible. Then next one, visiting fees, he may visit the patients, for that he is going to charge visiting fees, so this is relating to profession. Loan from bank. So here loan from bank is not an income, it is not an receipt. So we need not to consider the any loan from bank. And let us see the purpose of that loan, that is also for the private purpose, hence it is not at all relating to the his profession. Then sale of medicine. So as he is a doctor, sale of medicine is relating to his profession. Next, this is the another different item, that is gift from patients. So he has received the gift from his patients. So he has received the gifts from his patient as he has provided a services to them. So this is relating to the profession, and it is taxable. So next one is rent from property. Rent from property, it is relating to the income from house property, hence it is not considered under the head the income from profession. The next one is interest on government securities. So interest on government securities is that is relating to the income from other sources. So here we are not going to consider the interest on government securities. The next one is so here we covered up all the receipts. Now we'll let us go for the payment side. So rent of dispensary, this is relating to profession. And cost of medicines, that is relating to the profession. Then surgical equipment. So here surgical equipment, this is an capital expenditure, means surgical equipments we are purchasing it, and we are going to charge the depreciation on this surgical equipment, so we need to consider it. Then personal expenditure is not relating to business, as the name says it is purely personal, so we need not to consider it. Again, motor car purchased. So motor car purchased, we don't know what is the purpose, that may be given in the adjustment. So but motor car purchased is a capital expenditure, and we can consider the depreciation on it if it is relating to the profession. Then car expenses, here also it is considered. And general expenses, that is considered. Salary to staff is considered relating to profession. Life insurance premium, LIP, nothing but life insurance premium, is not relating to the profession, so we are not going to consider it. And interest on loan, so as the loan is taken for the private purpose, so interest on loan also become not eligible. If it is for the professional purpose, then interest on loan will be an eligible deduction or eligible expense. but here it is not eligible as it is for the private purpose. Then insurance on property. Here rent from property, as we are considering it for the income from house property, insurance on property is also not considered here as a professional expense. Then this is an balance carried on is an accounting adjustment. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 items are considered for the purpose of the calculating income from profession. Now let us look at the adjustment which are given in the problems. So here the other information. The first one is one third of motor car expenses are in respect of his personal use. So whenever we are considering any expenditure relating to the motor car, we should keep it in our mind that one third is relating to the personal use. So if it is one third is for personal use, the remaining part two-third will be for the professional use. So we need to consider the expenditure on motor car only two-third. The next point is depreciation allowable on car and surgical equipments is at 15%. They have provided the depreciation rate 15%. We need to consider this depreciation rate. Now let us look at the solution part. Compute his taxable income from profession for the assessment year 2020-21. So first we need to write computation of income from profession of Dr. Shravan for the assessment year 2020-21. So first we need to consider all receipts from profession, as we have already marked which are all eligible the receipts from profession. The first one is consultation fees 1,50,000, then visiting fees 24,000, sale of medicines, this is relating to profession 25,250, and gift from patients is also mentioned, that is 5,000. So altogether the total receipts from profession will be 2,04,250. So this is the total receipts from profession and we are going to mention it as A. Now let us look at the expenses relating to profession or payments relating to the profession one by one. We have already marked them. The first one is rent of dispensary, that is 1,600. Then cost of medicines 10,000. Then depreciation on surgical equipments. They have given just only surgical equipments as 8,000, that is capital expenditure. So we need to calculate the depreciation on surgical equipments at rupees, sorry, at 15%. So 8,000 into 15 by 100 we are going to calculate. The answer is 1,200. Again on the motor car. So while we are going to calculate the depreciation on motor car, we should be careful. The rate of depreciation is 15%. So first on 1,20,000 we need to calculate the 15%. It will be 18,000. 18,000. Then only the two-third of motor car expenses are relating to profession. Remaining one-third is relating to the personal use. So 18,000 multiplied by 2 by 3. So we are going to get 12,000 rupees. So this 12,000 will be the depreciation eligible relating to the profession. So then finally car expenses. Again for the car expenses also same rules. One third of the car expenses are relating to the personal and two-third is relating to the professional. Hence 6,000 into 2 by 3. So we are going to get the answer 4,000 rupees. Then as usual we will take general expenses and as well as salary to staff. So the total of all these is going to be 33,700 rupees. So this is the total expenses or total payments relating to the profession. So we have got total receipts and also total expenses. So that is total expenses is B and total income is A. So A minus B will be the income from profession. So the answer is 1,70,550. Thus we have derived the income from profession from the receipts and payments account which is provided by the assessee. So you can refer these books for your further readings. The first one, Dr. H.C. Mehrotra and Goyal, Income Tax Law and Accounts, Sahitya Bhavan Publications, Agra, and Dr. C. Baswantappa, Law and Practice of Income Tax, Basav Publications. And also you can refer to the Income Tax India website and also ICAI website for further clarifications. I thank everyone for watching this video, and kindly like and subscribe if you like this video, and also please comment with your suggestions and as well as the queries. Thank you everyone for watching this video.